It's another edition of the Trading Tips video newsletter, teaching you how to become a successful trader in less than 5 minutes per week. The video newsletter is brought to you by TradingTips.com.
Welcome to this video newsletter on Head and Shoulders chart formations, how to recognize when bull runs turn bearish. In this episode, we'll learn how to identify Head and Shoulders chart patterns, what they mean, and how we can profit from them. Let's begin. One mistake novice traders make is cutting their winnings short while letting their losses mount in the hopes that the losing stocks will make it back to the price at which they were purchased. Knowing when to sell is even more important than knowing when to buy. If you set a stop loss, it's easy to cut your losses at 7 or 8%. But how do you know when to close out a winning position that keeps going higher and higher? The Head and Shoulders chart pattern is a bearish indicator that signals the reversal of a previously bullish trend, telling you it's time to sell or short a stock that's been on a bull run. A Head and Shoulders formation occurs when an uptrend forms a lower high, which is close in price to a previous high point and separated by a higher high in the middle, and finally falls below the neckline created by the low points. It's much easier to understand if we take a look at an example. Can you see the Head and Shoulders formation on this chart? How about now? Notice I've drawn 3 distinct high points, which form a head in the middle and shoulders on either side. The right shoulder is the lower high, lower than the head and similar in price to the left shoulder. Believe it or not, this pattern regularly appears on stock charts and is consistently a bearish indicator. But what about the neckline? Is a Head and Shoulders chart a bearish indicator even before the stock price falls below the neckline? Well, it's less definitively so, but still an odds-on bet. In this example, I've selected a fairly difficult to read Head and Shoulders pattern, so you'll be able to see the simpler ones with no problem. The neckline is sort of tough to see. Actually, let's discuss the concept of necklines more before moving on. The neckline of a Head and Shoulders chart formation is formed by connecting the low points of the two shoulders. Typically, this is a roughly straight line. However, in the example we're looking at, the neckline is steeply descending. This makes this Head and Shoulders pattern rather unique, as I thought it would be best to look at an out-of-the-ordinary example so that traditional Head and Shoulders patterns will be that much easier for you to spot. Here I've expanded the chart and drawn in the neckline. As you can see, the stock did plummet after falling below the neckline, but then again, it fell substantially coming out of the right shoulder even before it fell through the neckline. It was a safer bet to fall after piercing the neckline, but still a good sell or short coming out of the right shoulder. So now that you understand Head and Shoulders chart patterns, how can you use this knowledge? Well, for one, if you own a stock that enters a Head and Shoulders pattern, you know that it's time to sell. Remove all emotional attachment to the stock and sell. You've already made your profits. Don't get greedy. Secondly, if a Head and Shoulders stock comes on your radar screen, it may be a good short candidate. Check it against other technical and fundamental data. You can even buy put options on the stock if you feel strongly enough about its bearish outlook. To recap, Head and Shoulders chart patterns are bearish indicators. The pattern forms shoulders on either side of a head. It's most bearish when the price falls below the neckline, and a Head and Shoulders chart pattern is a good signal to sell, short, or buy puts. We hope you've enjoyed this video newsletter from TradingTips.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
This Trading Tips video newsletter has been brought to you by Manny Bacchus's First Hour Trading System. Every day there's money to be made in the first hour of stock trading. This is the world of day trading, not for novices, unless you have a system. The First Hour Trading System. Visit firsthourtrading.com now and sign up for a free 30-day trial. You could make enough in the first hour of your day to take the rest of the day off. Do you want to view more Trading Tips videos? Visit TradingTips.com. Sign up for our free video newsletters. Become a successful trader by visiting TradingTips.com.